Hi everyone, welcome to AntRC, and this video is all about the unboxing of my Gmade Piggyback XD shocks to fit onto my Axial SCX-10-2 kit in place of the standard ones. Right, we are here to have a little look at our Gmade XD Piggybacks. These are 93mm. Let's start off with a little look. There's the code and the product. We've got the whole thing, comes in a big plastic bag. We get 2 shocks per bag, and let's have a look and see what's inside. And what we end up with, what we get inside each bag, is a pretty comprehensive set of instructions. So we get a full parts breakdown over here, a guide as to the sort of O-ring sizes and so on, which is really cool, even suggesting oiling various the various O-rings and so on. So it's very comprehensive. They're quite a complicated shock with their piggyback design. Means that they have basically two reservoirs of oil, and the oil passes from one reservoir to the other as the shock moves up and down, and you've got to fill them carefully, and it leads to a myriad of adjustments are going to be possible with the pressure on the oil valve. We've got an aeration valve as well, so it's all pretty cool. So lots of instructions and stuff to read. Now there is also a great video which I would suggest you all go and watch on gmade.net of somebody actually assembling these and filling them up and so on. So here we go, let's have a look. So we've got the shock, the main shock caps, which are in plastic. There's quite a lot of plastic parts to this, which is, you know, something you'll either like or you won't like. And for £35 a pair, they're not very expensive shocks, I would suggest, and not for the potential level of adjustment. So you're going to have lots of plastic. You want to spend £70 or £80 a pair on some Kings or some Pro lines or what have you, then you're going to get more metal, of course. So what have we got in plastic? We have got a rather handy little spanner for adjustments, tightening up the piston, I believe. What we've got what looks like end caps here. Some eyes there for the mounts. Yeah, so we've got some fairly standardized parts, and I guess not terribly load bearing, perhaps. Anyway, there you go. So that's one sprue. Oh, this has come off, so there should be. Obviously, the more eagle-eyed of you will notice that there should be 2 of those. There you go, one on either end. Here we've got the probably most recognisable part, the shock top with the piggyback here on the outside, and the main shock caps on the inside. So that's the plastic, pretty much the plastic part's done. Obviously we also get 2 springs. Now the springs that came with the kit, I'm going to guess are medium. It doesn't say in the instructions don't say what tension the spring is, but it is that white? It looks like white on there. Can we see? Maybe, where are we? There you go. So it's a white spring that comes with the kit as standard. I did order some soft ones as well, which are green. So they've got a little green flash on them, a little dash of green paint. Well, trust me, it's there. Because the SCX comes with the SCX-10-2 kit I've got has the 2 different ratings of spring. It has the medium springs on the front where the weight is, and it has the soft springs on the back. So I was hoping to try and keep that balance on these shocks. It makes sense to try. You also get an anonymous, unbranded, unmarked, undescribed bottle of shock fluid, which looks quite thin. It looks quite thin. Yeah, so we'll have to see what that is. I don't know. It doesn't tell you in instructions, as best I've seen. So, dubious. It's probably 30, right? That seems to be the standard. then we get into the bags. I'm not going to open all the bits because I don't want to lose them all, but let's have a look at these aluminium parts here. Let's see what's in this. So we've got, come on out, get one of these out for you to have a little look at. So we have a rather nice aluminium finished piggyback. Yeah, threaded. There you are, threaded on the inside. Yeah, it's nice. So I'm guessing that's going to sit on this. What else do we have in here? We have some nice stickers. I don't want to get them out because I might end up losing them, knocking them off the table. So we've got some nice black and silver DX stickers. We've got the internal springs and O-rings and adjustment screws for the piggybacks. Yeah, all in a sort of separate bit of the bag. Also, interestingly, we get these out. I have the we have the actual piston rings, piston seals, I guess, and you can maybe make out there that they. I'll give you. Let's put a black there. Can you see that better? So you can see that you get 3 pairs with the 2 holes, 3 holes, and 4 holes to allow the oil to move through the piston at a greater rate, and thus allow the piston to travel up and down faster or slower, easier or harder, faster or slower. So yeah, so that's going to be yet another area of adjustment that we can make in the pistons, as well as the oil pressure with the piggyback and the spring rates. So the spring obviously is going to take up the initial travel, the initial movement on the shock, but the oil of course is there to stop it bouncing and rebounding and just kind of wobbling about all over the place. So we're going to be able to control that with shock oil as well, of course. There's lots of adjustments in these shocks, which is really cool. So that's those. I've got the pistons here. I've got the piston arms, if you like. I'm not going to open the bag because of all the O-rings. It's got a bunch of O-rings and C-clips in as well, which I don't particularly want to open because they'll scatter about all over the place as well. But we have got, well, I don't think these are coated. We're going to have to, I'll have a little look and we'll do it in the voiceover as to whether these are coated piston arms. I'm not sure that they are at this price anyway. I wouldn't expect them to be necessarily. So next up we have 2 rather nice browny metallic kind of purpley main shock bodies. So these are going to be the main, which I believe, yeah, it's going to sit in there, see, like that. Like so, and if we take one of our piggyback ends, we should get that. So be a little bit careful because we've got plastic threads, so we're going to have, it's going to be a little bit like that, I guess. There's the logo. So we're going to have a rather nice twin, metallic piston and piggyback body. It's going to be nice contrast with a little bit of red highlights. So that's those. They're rather nice. We've also got the 2 eyes. 2 red aluminium eyes for the lower shock mount. Let's get the rest out. Yeah, so they're going to sit in there, I'd guess. So that's what's going to go in there, and it'll sit in there on the bottom of the shock. These are, I believe, the bump stops. So these are spongy. They're nice and soft, and yeah, bump stops, lovely. bits of plastic out of the way. And the last bag, again, yeah, I think we'll just, not going to open this quite yet because it's the last bag. Let's just have a little look at that. There we go, so you can see it. So that has another bunch of O-rings in it, and the 2 aeration valves here. These are quite cool. These are going to, again, red aluminium, the red to match the bottom eyes. So that's quite nice. They're the same colour. Now these are, so they are going to sit here. They're the aeration valves that sit on the end of the piggyback to allow it to be bled. You can see one there, and they're cut through. Yeah. So that's what that is. Okay, it's this thing here. It's this red valve, little red screw cap. Again, anodized aluminium. And that's it. That's your shock. That's what it is. So this is the other pair, unmolested. Yeah, so next job, build them.